Hey Thelma, this orchid needs to be repotted. You see all the dead stuff here? That all needs to come out. What I like to do is you cut all this whole thing off as close as you can get here to the base, because that is sucking energy from the plant. And you can see my handy dandy fine pointed snips. Get those at Home Depot. They can usually cut these bigger things. And what you want to do is soak the plant, but you can see that this was ready to come out. On the other ones, it'll be all stuff in here. You just gently get all this other stuff out. When these are wet, you can see if they're green or not. You can tell that these are dry and brittly. These are good. Here's the stalk. That shows you how old the plant is. So sometimes I will cut that off if it's dead, but you can see that's where the roots come out of. Here you can feel there's nothing there. This all needs to be cut off because the plant does not like that. You can see that part is good here, but the rest of it is dead. Snip it off. You have to get all the dead stuff off. A lot of it is just falling off by itself. And you can feel if there's anything to the root or not. If there's nothing on the root, you cut it off. That's why these fine tips are good, that you can get in tight spaces. You can see here this is a good one, and then it's dead here at the bottom. Cut it off. Don't be afraid. You can see I'm just testing here on what's good and what's not. I need to get way down in here. That's my videographer's phone.
Sorry.
And here is the root ball underneath. With the root, I'm going to cut it up just so I have some more. Well, maybe I need a stronger. Oh, sorry. Got it. All right. And just check and make sure that everything is off. And here is our finished product. That's kind of tough. All right. Now you choose your pot. And what I do is just wrap this around. You see where these roots are coming out here? This is where you want your bark to be here. So you need this big of a pot to put it in. You can see here from what I took out, there's just all dead roots. And then you just kind of, now this is all sphagnum. I do a mixture of half bark, half sphagnum. I like the sphagnum. You can see my pot here that is soaked in water to get the bark nice and wet, soaking that through. And I also put a little bit of fertilizer in, orchid fertilizer. Just put that in with your hand. Snake it around as good as you can. Whoops. And then we'll put a little bit here in the bottom. And if these roots are wet, they can be pliable, so you can bend them and not break them, but you want to be gentle. These are not as sturdy as dendrobiums or cattleyas or things like that. They're a little bit more fragile. So you just gently stick it down, and you can see my pot is almost not big enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a little bit more of this stalk off. I might need some heavy duty, or can you grab those shears out of the, yep. I'm going to get a bigger shear here and cut that off, because you can still see I have a lot of root left there. Maybe I can. All right. Now, because we have a fresh cut here, I'm gonna get my handy dandy cinnamon out, put that on there, and that kind of acts as a bacteriostatic to help not get a fungus. And then we're going to start this process over again. So I'll get some stuff in here. There's not much to put around, so what I'm going to do is just stick it in, wrap it around, stick it down in, so it can go down. I'm going to hold it, stick all the roots down in, and then just fill it up with some water. Not water. These do not like to wiggle, so you need to gently wiggle it down in between the roots. You just don't want to cram it down because you're going to break the roots. But you can get in between the roots and start snugging it down. As you can see there, see those little airs, the little spaces there? Just put it in and you can wiggle all this stuff down. You just want it tight. And you can feel with your fingers on how you're doing it. Just gently pushing it down and filling it up, especially around the sides. It's pushing those roots down. And I usually put a water tray underneath because there's a lot of water here from the potting medium. See, that's right there at the level, right there. And then at the end, I can cram a few more in here, over here. And then you know when you've got it tight enough that you could be able to pick it up and it's not going to come out. So that's so good. And then since I'm going to put it outside for the winter, I just take some sphagnum that I just happen to have here. I just get it wet. Get it out, and I'm going to put it on the top. And when I have these outside in the nursery, I have them attached at an angle. So when the water comes in, actually I would put this way, so when it rains, it will fall out. Because if you keep water in there, it will rot the crown and kill the plant. And then it's done. There's no way to save it. So when I put these on the side in the wintertime with the sphagnum over it, it holds the bark in place and it keeps it moist a little bit longer. Just pack that down. And it's good. We can pick it up. It's good. Voila! Bye. I love you.